Introduction. Have you ever thought about what truly makes you happy? Is it the approval of others, wealth, or success? It's easy to believe that these external factors can bring us joy, but here's the truth. When we base our happiness on anything outside of ourselves, we're at the mercy of those things. Like a ship tossed in a storm, our emotions rise and fall with each wave of external circumstances. But what if happiness didn't depend on these things? What if you could build a kind of happiness so solid, so deep within, that nothing, no challenge, no loss, no setback could ever shake it? This isn't just a dream, it's something you can achieve. True happiness comes from within. When you find peace within yourself, it doesn't matter what life throws your way. You stay steady. And that's the real secret to happiness. Think about it for a second. If your happiness depends on the approval of others, what happens when they disapprove? Or if it relies on wealth, what happens when that wealth disappears? You'll be tossed around, always vulnerable. But if you learn to build your happiness on something unshakable, on your own thoughts, your own resilience, you'll find a happiness that no storm can break. Happiness is not a destination, it's a choice, and that choice starts with you. So, are you ready to take control of your joy? Let's dive deeper. Body. Part 1. Reframe challenges as opportunities. Life will always throw challenges your way, but how you respond makes all the difference. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. The Roman emperor and philosopher faced war, betrayal, and plague. His world was filled with turmoil, yet he didn't curse his fate. Instead, he saw every difficulty as a chance to grow. In his famous words, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle, every hardship was fuel for his strength. Now let's think about that. When we lose something precious, do we ask ourselves, was my happiness tied to this thing? If it was, maybe it's time to rethink where we're placing our happiness. Think about someone who insults you. Does their opinion truly diminish your worth? Or is it just their perspective? Every setback, every painful moment carries with it a valuable lesson. When you find that lesson, you turn suffering into wisdom. You transform every struggle into a step toward becoming a stronger, wiser version of yourself. So the next time life throws a curveball, don't see it as something that's stopping you. See it as something that's pushing you forward. That's the real power of reframing challenges as opportunities. Body Part 2. Master the art of control. Let's talk about control. We all have moments when life doesn't go our way. Someone cuts us off in traffic, a project at work falls apart, or a friend lets us down. It's easy to feel frustrated, angry, or helpless. But here's the truth. Most of these things are beyond our control. And when we try to control them, we only invite frustration into our lives. The ancient philosopher Epictetus taught us a powerful lesson. Happiness and freedom begin with understanding the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. You can't control other people's behavior. You can't control the weather or the events of the world. But you can control your response to them. When you focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your attitude, your actions, you unlock a kind of inner peace. Imagine facing a tough situation with a calm mind instead of getting swept up in frustration. That's where true happiness lies. The more we fight against reality, the more we suffer. But when we accept what we can't change and focus on how we respond, we gain peace. And that peace is the foundation of lasting happiness. So next time something happens that's out of your hands, ask yourself, what can I control here? And take charge of your peace. Think about it. How often do we worry about things that might happen? We stress about the future, imagining worst-case scenarios that may never come true, or we get trapped in regret, replaying the past in our minds, wondering what could have been. The truth is, most of our suffering comes not from reality, but from our imagination. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, reminded us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. True happiness comes when we embrace the present moment, when we stop fighting against the flow of life. Accepting that everything is temporary helps us stop clinging to things, people, or situations. We stop living in fear of what's next, and we start living fully in the now. So ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped fearing the future and regretting the past? What if you just embrace the beauty of the present? That's where real peace and joy lie. True happiness doesn't depend on what's outside of us. It's built on the inside, on the foundation of virtues like integrity, kindness, and wisdom. These qualities don't fade away. They don't depend on the whims of the world around us. They are the unshakable pillars that hold up a truly fulfilling life. Think about it. Would you rather be known for your wealth, which can disappear overnight, or for your character, which lasts forever? A life built on external circumstances is like building a house on sand. But when you build your life on virtue, on your principles, that's like building it on rock. It's solid, it's enduring. So ask yourself today, who do I want to be, not just what do I want to have? Build your happiness on virtues that can't be taken from you. It's easy to get caught up in what we don't have, the things we're still chasing, the dreams we've yet to reach. But here's the truth. Happiness doesn't come from more. It comes from appreciating what you already have. Right now you have breath in your lungs, the ability to see the world around you, and the gift of today. How often do we take those things for granted? True satisfaction doesn't come from constantly wanting more. It comes from recognizing the value in what's already in your life. When you shift your focus from what's missing to what's present, you'll realize how rich you already are. It's like looking at a beautiful sunset instead of complaining about the things you don't have. If you always want more money, more success, more possessions, you'll never feel truly content. But if you pause and appreciate the little things, you'll find that you're already living a life full of abundance. So take a moment today, and when you start to see them, you'll feel a deep sense of peace and joy. That's the power of gratitude. Here's the final truth. Happiness is not something that's handed to you. It's not something you find outside of yourself. It's a choice you make, moment by moment, regardless of what's happening in your life. You can choose to be happy when things are tough, just as you can choose to be content in the good times. It's all about how you respond to the world around you. Every situation, whether it's joyful or challenging, offers you a choice. You can either let it pull you into negativity, or you can decide to rise above it, focusing on what you can control and finding peace within. This power to choose is yours and yours alone. So the next time life feels overwhelming or unfair, remember, you have the power to choose your response. You can choose peace, you can choose joy, and you can choose to live a life that's truly yours. It's all up to you. Happiness is within your control.